Tonight on KVR News.
Your student body president and vice president for 2014-2015 will be Kori, Rady.
President-elect. Hear from all 4 candidates about their campaigns.
I'll show you why these students have pledged to stand for 12 hours.
And crackdown, how Austin police are catching underage drinkers. KVR News starts right now.
Broadcasting live from the Texas Student Television Studios at the University of Texas. You're watching KVR News at 9, Austin's leader for live local UT coverage. Your news starts right now.
Good evening, you're watching KVR News for Monday, March 3rd. I'm Nita Mandar.
And I'm Viviana Castaneda. The results are in. Kori, Rady, and Taylor Strickland are president and vice president-elect of UT student government.
Hundreds of students showed up to hear the results Thursday. Christopher Adams spoke to all 4 Executive Alliance candidates, proud of a clean and smooth campaign.
51.9 to 48.1.
This was the closest that in my recent memory.
Just 298 votes separated the 2 campaigns, with Rady Strickland coming out on top.
Just like that idea that there were more than like 2 students that believed in us and had an idea and like believed that we would do a good job is so overwhelming.
I think that goes to show that, you know, we both ran great campaigns. We're both very experienced. We both have done a good job.
Despite their loss, the Wilson-Carter campaign says they're proud of their achievements.
I think we brought a lot of issues that students want to see addressed to the forefront. We had a lot of conversations, got a lot of people excited about student government.
Ryan Lutz is the chair of the Election Supervisory Board. He says unlike other years, this campaign season overall was very smooth.
A couple complaints, a couple also, serious complaints that we heard, and I think overall it was a very well-run campaign season.
This is not a competition to eliminate however many people as possible. To see no one get disqualified is a great win for SG.
Dean of Students Sonsia Reagans-Lilly says for Rady and Strickland, the hard work is just beginning, but it's an exciting time.
It is likely one of the most memorable opportunities they'll have. It's an institution, one of the largest in the nation, and we're very proud that they will be representing the student body.
Both campaigns thanked their workers Thursday, saying they wouldn't have made it this far without them.
They were our first supporters. They were the people who, when we didn't even have a solidified platform, believed in us as people.
We couldn't have done any of this without them. We're T100 still.
This has definitely been the best 2 weeks I've been at UT. It's been just the greatest experience. Didn't work out, but you don't win everything.
And as for President-elect Kori Rady,
no one deserves it more than him. Gosh, this is nuts.
Christopher Adams, KVR News.
Students also elected several university-wide and college representatives. For a full list of the results, you can head to our Twitter at KVR News or our Instagram at TSTV News. Switching to the statewide elections now, tomorrow is primary day in Texas. If you're registered in Travis County, you can vote at any polling location, including the FAC on campus. If you're heading to the polls, remember to bring a valid photo ID like a driver's license. Student ID cards are not accepted.
This weekend marked 1 year since UT banned all tobacco use on campus. The university partially went tobacco-free in April 2012, but full implementation did not take place until March 2013. UT received a grant from the Cancer Research Institute of Texas after adopting the policy. Director of UT Human Resources, Adrian Howarth-Moore, says the size of the university has been the biggest challenge for enforcing the policy. She told KVR, quote, "We have city streets and sidewalks that traverse our campus, so reaching all individuals to make them aware of our tobacco-free campus is an ongoing challenge. New students enroll each semester and new visitors are on campus daily." Students on the 40 acres are raising awareness about the ongoing tensions in Venezuela. Silent protests and asking for support from student government are just some of the ways students are increasing awareness about the situation in South American country. But as Cassandra Jaramillo reports, the most powerful tool has been smartphone technology.
Government violence in Venezuela have local activists worried about their country.
Police shooting an unarmed protesters is not okay, regardless of what the political opinion of that person may be.
UT students and community members have been organizing protests and vigils the past several weeks.
We believe that democracy is a universal value, that no matter where you are in the world or who you are, you as a Democrat, if you identify yourself with democracy, you are entitled to defend it and preserve it.
They've also asked for support from student government.
Venezuela, and come here to speak to you about the current issue.
But their activism reaches the world by an entirely different method now.
Silent protests are just one of the ways that UT organizations can raise awareness on the violence in Venezuela. But the most powerful form of communication is through their smartphone.
Social media and smartphone apps are keeping thousands connected despite government censorship. The Venezuelan government recently shut down popular walkie-talkie app Zello, but the app quickly developed a new version that couldn't be blocked. And it was all done thousands of miles away, here in the city of Austin.
It's obviously very important. We feel, a responsibility, and we'll do, whatever we can to make sure that the people can still communicate.
Activists and students say they will continue to use the power of technology to keep the community aware.
Nothing better than seeing somebody taking the pictures and hoping that they're going to get posted and keep raising awareness of what's going on.
Until the Venezuelan government cannot ignore their people any longer. Cassandra Jaramillo, KVR News.
We warned you, and now it's here. The Great Texas Warrant Roundup. This weekend, Austin police began going to homes and workplaces to arrest anyone with an outstanding warrant. The annual Warrant Roundup cleared up more than 11,000 warrants last year in Austin alone. And city officials are hoping for the same success this year. The amnesty period to take care of your warrant is now up, but the city says it has been focusing on publicizing the roundup so no one is caught off guard.
I think it reminds people that they might have something out there when they may have forgotten it or don't realize that we're looking for them because whatever, they just didn't handle it previously, and just lets them know that maybe I should check just to make sure so they don't get surprised someday on the way to work or at home when they're eating dinner with their families.
With South by Southwest right around the corner, APD is also looking to crack down on fake IDs downtown. Police say they're looking to catch more underage drinkers on 6th Street. Many students say they're harmless, and with one of Austin's largest music festivals expecting to attract more than 40,000 visitors this year, the TABC is trying to get a handle on who is allowed inside the bars. Officials say they will assign undercover TABC officers to stand next to bouncers as people enter. If their ID checks out, they can go through. If it doesn't, they're busted. Police say the main problem is that IDs are too easy to fabricate. In my hands are a couple of fake IDs that have been confiscated at a local bar. We had the typical fake plastic ID card, the real ID that was once real but is now expired, and even a paper template that can be printed in your home computer. But police say catching kids with fake IDs can be an uphill battle because there just aren't enough officers to keep an eye out, so the bouncers have most of the responsibility.
Of course, we don't necessarily have police working inside the bars on 6th Street. If there's underage drinkers, the bouncers will basically get a police officer to come by. Of course, we're going to grab the individual and take them to jail.
Some students think that they are safe using fakes because it benefits the bars.
They know they're fake. Yeah, Austin doesn't really care because if you ended up turning down people's fake IDs, you'd lose probably 40% of your business.
And some bouncers agree, but say that that doesn't mean it's right.
A lot of bouncers don't care about their job, and not only the student can get in trouble, but we can get in trouble because, it's a big liability.
Brandon Daniel has been sentenced to death for the murder of senior Austin police officer Jaime Padron. During closing arguments Friday, Daniel's attorney urged prison was enough, but prosecutors held that he had no remorse and would continue to pose a danger. The jury deliberated for more than 8 hours Friday before handing down that death sentence. Padron was killed on duty back in April 2012. He is survived by his wife and 2 daughters. Still ahead, a unique game of soccer, why these robots are replacing people on the pitch.
And Austin Bergstrom just got a little more international. The new destination direct from Austin ahead on KVR News.
watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
The University of Texas hosted its biggest open house this Saturday, Explore UT. Thousands of families came to campus to see what the school has to offer. With each department hosting its own activities, Alex Wilkins reports on how a group of computer science students showed off their talents on a soccer field.
At the university's biggest open house, Explore UT, this past Saturday, prospective students could participate in activities put on by each department. One in particular, the Artificial Intelligence group at UT, captured kids' attention with their latest project, robots that play soccer.
Go! Kids can see the robots walking around and they see the people that are working on these robots. And they think, I want to be like them. So that encourages those students to work harder in math, work harder in science.
Robot soccer wasn't just a way to reel kids in, it's a worldwide sport. And UT's Austin Villa soccer team is one of the few American teams advanced enough to play. Computer science students write codes that teach the robots how to play and then compete in competitions around the world.
This is what the games looked like. There were 4 robots on each team, and you have to remember they're doing this completely by themselves when they were playing. So the robots were walking, they're doing the vision, they're seeing where they are, they're deciding what to do with it.
As you can see, this robot team is racking up quite the trophy case, even winning the RoboCup World Championship in 2012. This summer, the team will travel to Brazil for the 2014 Robot World Cup. And until then, the group will continue developing the robots to waddle past opponents and score.
When you can actually see like a kick that you've written or a localization algorithm that you've written actually work on the robot, it's pretty powerful.
Alex Wilkins, KVR News.
UT Entrepreneurship Week is officially underway. Startup Coffee will be held each morning this week until Thursday outside the FAC, giving students the opportunity to chat about their startups and ideas with each other. Grant Heimer is the director of the Longhorn Entrepreneurship Agency. He says the week is designed to inform students about the benefits of starting their own business.
Ultimately, we want to see companies forming, and we want to see students realizing that entrepreneurship is a viable option while they're in college, and it's not only for the financial reward that may be in store, but also just the experience they can gain from starting a business while in college.
Hundreds of UT students danced for 12 hours straight this weekend for Texas-thon to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals like Dell Children's here in Austin. Taylor Hampton reports on why students danced the day away.
For 12 years, UT students have danced 12 hours for the kids. Mandi Faulkner has cerebral palsy. She first attended Dance Marathon at the age of 7, but after 13 years of treatment at Dell Children's, she is no longer a miracle child. She is now one of the miracle makers.
It's quite a significant achievement. I think for me personally, being able to be on my feet for an extended period of time is definitely a testament to the fact that this is a really wonderful place that can do really wonderful things.
The participants, also known as the Miracle Makers, wore medical ID bracelets to remind them who they were standing for. Each of the bracelets had the name of a child undergoing treatment at Dell Medical Children's Hospital.
The proceeds from Texas-thon will be used to purchase a magnetoencephalography machine, which cost over $4 million.
This year we raised $50,618.36.
There are only 6 of these machines in the U.S. The MEG will allow doctors to localize epileptic activity so they can conduct research in epilepsy and even autism, 2 areas that have been difficult to research.
A child will sit in the machine and the machine will actually encase their head. So they're not laying down, they're actually sitting up. They can see and be comforted by a parent or something while they're having this done, which is kind of scary.
1, 2, 3.
Taylor Hampton, KVR News.
As Taylor said, Texas-thon raised more than $50,000, a new record for the event.
Student government is currently looking at a resolution in support of bringing 2-ply toilet paper to campus. 2-ply paper is currently used in the Texas Union and the SAC. Co-author of Resolution AR-29, Garrett Neville, says the thicker paper is also environmentally friendly because it doesn't contain a cardboard roll in the middle. The 2-ply costs 33 cents more per roll. Neville says the resolution has received criticism from those who say SGs should focus more on important issues facing the campus.
I know there's a lot of, maybe some haters or people who dislike this legislation or think it's unnecessary, but a lot of students on campus think it is necessary, and it's important for us as student government to represent those groups.
Many UT students simply can't avoid walking on Guadalupe Street, and many interact with the homeless individuals along the drag, but do they pose a danger? Sandy Marin spoke to a UT student surprised by what she says one homeless man did to her.
On any given night, there are more than 2,300 Austinites living on the streets, and over 900 of those who are homeless would be considered chronically homeless according to AustinTexas.gov.
So I was walking down the drag with my two friends, and I looked down for a second, I was eating yogurt, and this homeless man who was casually walking by punched me on the right side of my face. And so after he punched me in my face, I kind of turned around, and he just kept casually walking by, nothing happened, he didn't just do that. Now whenever I walk on the drag, I don't feel safe.
Guadalupe Street, right across from UT campus, is a common place where interactions between students and homeless individuals occur.
If you are approached by someone that you think is experiencing homelessness and you do feel threatened, definitely try and avoid the situation. If you feel uneasy, you can always cross the street and walk around. And again, if you feel physically threatened or violence is going to be an issue, definitely call 911.
Anytime a student encounters somebody makes them feel uncomfortable, there's a couple of things they want to do as a pedestrian. Number one, keep moving. They don't want to stop. While they're walking, they want to have their head upright, want to be looking around, paying attention to people in their area. And the key point is to actually make eye contact with the person. That way they know that you've seen them. A lot of times when somebody wants to attack you, they want to surprise you, because then they think you're not going to get a good description of them. If you see them beforehand and they recognize that you've seen them, they realize, yeah, they know what I look like, and now I don't know if I want to do something because they have a good description of me.
Sandy Marin, KVR News.
Austin Bergstrom just got a little more international. British Airways had its inaugural flight today in ATX. The flights depart from London's Heathrow Airport and land in the capital city in a little over 10 hours. The road trip includes complimentary food and bar service. If you're planning a trip, you might want to buy soon. Flight prices are projected to peak at more than $1,500 in July. Longhorn fans are now able to buy alcohol at games, at least for some sports. UT began selling beer and wine on Friday at basketball, softball, and baseball games, as well as at Texas Relays track events. Alcohol sales could be expanded to football in the fall. The athletic department is expected to consult with UTPD state officials and the school's concessions contractor to evaluate safety and determine whether alcohol sales will be expanded in the future. Well, Austin has been plunged back to winter. Marysabel Cardozo joins us next with your chilly forecast.
That's right, Viviana. A winter storm warning now in effect for the Austin area. The full details straight ahead on KVR News.
Have a news tip or story idea? Call the KVR News tip line, 475-8181.
Welcome back to KVR News. Well, we've definitely felt the drop in temperatures due to the Arctic air mass that is stuck across central Texas. Today was Austin's third coldest morning of the winter, with temperatures as low as 24 degrees. We'll drop down to 29 tonight with gusty winds and a 40% chance of freezing rain. The University of Texas has announced campus will be closed through at least 11 a.m. tomorrow. You can follow us on Twitter at KVR News for updates through the evening and morning. If you plan on driving, do so carefully. The National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for the Austin area until noon tomorrow. But to those who are ready for some fun in the sun, you're in luck, as temperatures will warm up by the end of the week. As you can see, the rain and low temperatures will continue tomorrow again. There will be a 50% chance of wintry precipitation, so be sure to pack an umbrella for class. Temperatures will only reach the mid-40s, and little to no snow is expected. Wednesday will be mostly cloudy with a high around 58 and a low of about 42. Take a look at Thursday. Sunny skies are likely, and temperatures are predicted to warm up to mid-60s. Friday also expected to be a sunny day, but take a light jacket just in case, as winds could reach 25 miles per hour. There is a small chance for some rain this weekend, but other than that, not too much of a difference from Thursday. Overall, a cold week that will end on a warmer note. Live in the Weather Center, Marysabel Cardozo, KVR News.
Marysabel, up next, Jake Lapin is here to talk Longhorn basketball.
And a Longhorn team tops the Big 12 for the 35th year in a row. Hear all about it ahead on KVR News.
Now, KVR News at 9 Sports.
Welcome back to KVR News. I'm College Press Box's Jake Lapin. Longhorn fans had plenty of reason to celebrate this past weekend. 3 teams took home Big 12 titles. The number 8 Texas men's swimming and diving grabbed their 35th consecutive Big 12 championship Saturday. Freshman Jack Conger was awarded newcomer of the meet. He broke the lifetime Big 12 championship record in the 200 backstroke. Junior Will Chandler and freshman Michael Hickson shared the title of men's diver of the meet. The women team followed suit Saturday and secured their second consecutive title. Number 6 Texas swept all 7 events in the women's meet. Meanwhile, out in Ames, Iowa, the number 5 women's track and field team won the indoor Big 12 title, while the men's team finished second. To basketball now, and after 2 tough losses to Iowa State and Kansas, number 24 Texas looked to rebound against Baylor on Wednesday. Let's head out to the drum for the highlights. Rick Barnes in the Frank Irwin Center prepping for the Baylor Bears. Early on in the game, Isaiah Taylor finds Jonathan Holmes for the 3, gets the friendly roll, and the Horns go up 3-2 early. Moments later, Javon Felix finds Cam Ridley inside. Nice move, gets fouled, and makes the bucket. Count it. Now up 7, Croker finds Prince eBay inside, swatted away by Rico Gathers. Baylor Bears coming the other way. They'd find Kenny Cherry for the 3 in transition to cut the lead down to 4. But the home crowd wouldn't have it. Up 15 at halftime, here we go to the second half. DeMarcus Holland finds Cam Ridley inside for the throwdown, put Texas up 12. And here we go, Isaiah Taylor in the final minute with the nifty spin move in the layup, gets it to go, would ultimately seal the deal for the Longhorns. They get a big win over Baylor, 74-69, the final score.
So, Jake, the Longhorns have 2 more games in the regular season before heading to the Big 12 championship. What do they need to work on to be ready for Kansas City?
Well, this whole season they've just been lacking composure late. You know, they're a young team. Jonathan Holmes is their only upperclassman. And basically, they just need to work on just putting their head down and playing the game. Just Rick Barnes needs to get his team to maintain composure, take care of the basketball, and they'll be all right.
All right, thanks, Jake. Up next, Rachel Robillard has your entertainment news. What's coming up, Rachel?
Nita, we're talking Oscars, Oscars, Oscars. Last night's big winners and Ellen making history. Stay tuned.
You're watching KVR News at 9. Your campus, your news.
Welcome back to KVR News. Hollywood's best and brightest gathered for the 86th Annual Academy Awards last night. UT's very own Matthew McConaughey took home the Oscar for Outstanding Lead Actor for his role in Dallas Buyers Club. The film took home 3 awards, including Best Supporting Actor for Jared Leto. Other big winners of the night included Kate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine and Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave. That movie was also awarded the biggest prize of the night, taking home the Oscar for Best Picture. Gravity was also a big winner, earning 7 awards, including Best Direction and Best Cinematography. In a surprising twist, favorite American Hustle walked away with no awards. Composer Bobby Lopez made history last night, becoming the EGOT. The co-writer of Oscar-winning Let It Go from Frozen has now won the Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award. He previously won both a Tony and a Grammy for The Book of Mormon, and now an Emmy for his work on The Wonder Pets. Also making history last night was Steve McQueen, who became the first black man to win the Academy Award for Best Picture with 12 Years a Slave. And host Ellen DeGeneres went into the record books herself, smashing the record for highest number of retweets. Her star-studded selfie has now been retweeted more than 3 million times. Congratulations to all of the last night's winners, and if you want to relive it all over again, you can head to our Twitter page at KVR News. And that's all the entertainment we have for this week. I'm Rachel Robillard.
Thanks, Rachel, and congratulations once again to all of last night's winners. And that's a wrap for KVR News tonight. I'm Nita Mandar.
And I'm Viviana Castaneda. For news and weather updates throughout the week, you can follow us on Twitter at KVR News.
Enjoy your spring break, and we'll see you again on March 24th. Have a great night.